Good morning, everyone. Namaste. Welcome. Our practice today, we're going to continue the theme from Wednesday, the previous class, of a new day, new dawn, new beginning. So we'll continue to work with Ganesha, and we'll build on the practice that we have already laid the foundations for. And I thought we'd continue with this theme as we're still in January. And the uplifting energy from a secure and stable foundation helps us to navigate these dark nights, the depths of winter, and the pandemic at its worst around the world. So we'll continue to invoke the energy of protection, of the reduction, the removal of barriers and obstacles on our path. We'll share with you, I'm feeling a little sad today. The death counts are continuing to rise every day. And that is difficult for those of us who work on the front line every day to process. So I'll use my practice today in order to help me and all of us to think about where we are going, that there is optimism, possibilities on the horizon as more people become vaccinated. And we know certainly that there's a greater commitment to getting the vaccines to everybody around the world. Coming into your comfortable seat, lengthening through the spine, grounding down through your sit bones. Perhaps you wriggle a little here to really connect with the earth, to feel its solidity, its constant presence, the capacity of the earth to contain, to hold us all. And then from the earth, let's grow the spine towards the sky that looks over us, in which the sun shines, the moon glows, the stars twinkle. Whenever we are in need of optimism, of hope, of dreams and visions, we often look up towards the sky to seek inspiration. Often when many of us visualize the gods, the divinities, the faith, whether in nature or whether in a divine source, we often look up towards their skies. Bringing your hands in your Ganesha Mudra. So left hand closest to the heart, palm facing out. And then slide your fingers across and hook the ends of your fingers so that you create a clasp between your hands. And let's hold this clasp gently for today. Soft through the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. If holding the Ganesh Mudra at the heart, this seal that feels difficult up here, you can bring your left palm down into your lap, right hand on top, and then hold the mudra here. So the left palm is the closest to our body, whether at the heart or in our lap. Closing your eyes, gazing down or turning inward. Connecting with the breath. This breath that sustains us, that gives us life force energy. And being grateful and showing gratitude to the breath that we have. Knowing that the breath in the last moments of life, as it withdraws, signifies the ebbing away of life in this field, on this earth. And so in knowing that every breath, every pause between the breath, and every in-breath after the pause is a sign of life, a sign of sustenance, of creation, of hope, of optimism, of potential. There's my dog, proving that howling is a sign of liveliness. Our mantra for today is the one that we were chanting the other day, Hari Om. Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. This invocation to Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, the guardian of the doorway to grace, compassion, enlightenment, potentiality, to the enlightened realms. We seek refuge and take refuge in his blessings for a new day, a new beginning, full of goodness. Connecting with this breath, ensuring that the breath is traveling the length of your spine, guiding its journey from the crown to the tail, from the tail to the crown. This river of breath, this channel of energy. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. With me. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Together. Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hands to your heart in Namaskar, opening with Om 3 times. Om, Om, Om. Namaste. And welcome, yogis. Welcome to your practice. So let's start by coming directly onto our knees. Have our big toes to touch, knees wide open. If this does not feel comfortable for your knees, I can invite you, and you can help yourself, and place cushions either underneath each knee. You can place cushions at the back of the knee. If it feels uncomfortable on the inside of your ankles, roll up a blanket or a cushion you can place under the inside of your ankles. And that will give you some padding so that this is more sustainable for you. So knees wide, taking up space. Imagine here Ganesha's round, full belly. Belly full of richness, sweetness, generosity, abundance of goodness. Take a breath here. You can bring yourself into your Ganesh Mudra. Take a moment here. Connect with your breath as we transition. Placing your left hand on the earth, reach your right fingers up and over in a lateral stretch to the left. Thumb and ring finger can be connected here in Prithvi Mudra. Prithvi Mudra, the earth element mudra, feels the energy of the earth. And this is the energy that is most strongly connected with Ganesh, the elephant-headed god. One more breath here. Let's up and over and bring your left arm overhead towards the right. Stretching here. Inhale through center. Let's go 3 times in both directions. So here we are on the second round. Moving with your breath. The third round. Finishing over on the right. Balance it out. Back to center. Let's take our hands behind our back. Now interlace your fingers here. Draw your hands down towards the earth so your shoulder blades come together, your heart opens. Lift your gaze up towards the sky. As we exhale here, we're going to bring our forehead down towards the earth. So again, you can come directly to the earth with your forehead, or you can place a cushion or block underneath you. Exhale to fold forward. Hands reach up. Make sure you can see me. If it feels uncomfortable for your neck, you can always round through a little bit and bring your crown to the earth. That will help give you space for your neck if you wish to have some space there. One more breath here. With care, release your hands. Bring them onto the earth, either side of your head. As you inhale, press into the earth and rise up. Leaving your palms on the earth. Lion's breath here. So we're going to bring in lion's breath here. Because for this new dawn, takes courage and fearlessness. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, poke out your tongue and open your eyes wide and allow the breath to rush out in a roar, soft or loud. Eyes open wide, mouth open wide, really fearsome here. Twice more. And don't worry about how you look because you're in the privacy of your own home. You'll only be able to see the back of my molars. Inhale fully. One more. Taking the courage to face on our adversities and challenge with strength and resilience and fearlessness, opening wide as you release the breath. Now let's turn the fingers in towards ourselves. And you might have to lift your seat up a little. so that you don't feel an overextension here. You are going to feel some tension there, but you don't want to experience any pain. So you can lift your palms a little bit off the earth if it feels too intense and it's causing discomfort or pain. Breathing here. So you'll notice that the further back your sit bones are, the more extension you will feel. This is really helpful for us to bring some mobility and strength into our wrists. Turn the left hand forward. Take a moment here. Then turn the left hand back and turn the right hand forward. That will just release it a little for you. And then both hands forward. Bring your hands here. Rotate your wrists one way, closing your fingers in towards your palm, folding it, and then the other way. And then reach out with your hands, push through the heels of your hands. Drop your fingers down towards the earth. You might want to take your left hand to the right hand to just gently draw that extension on the outside of the wrist now. And then the other hand, rolling. We need these hands to do the work that we need to undertake. Let's come onto our knees now. Knees underneath hips, toes pressing down into the earth, hands stacked underneath shoulders, so wrists, elbows and shoulders aligned here. Spread your fingers wide. Take a moment here. Lift your tailbone, dip your lower back, lift your gaze. Madhyasana and Vityasana cycle, cat-cow. Inhaling to lift and open your heart. Exhaling to round and tuck your chin. 3 cycles here. And begin to reflect on what it is that will help you to overcome adversities, challenges, obstacles or barriers that you're experiencing, either as an individual or as a member of your community or as a member of the global village. Let's spread out with the right leg, extend behind, push through the toe. Activate here, hug in the navel. Gaze to the top of your mat or your puppy dog if he's lying there and sleeping after howling. 1 breath here. Inhale, lift the left fingertips to the sky. Prithvi Mudra, open wide here. Open your heart. Now let's take that left hand and wrap it round our lower back. Perhaps you wrap it round onto your right hip. So deep opening at the heart, twisting and turning here at the navel. The twists and turns of Ganesha with an open heart. Gazing up. 1 more breath here. Inhaling, let's bring that left hand to reach forward. Lift the right leg so it's parallel to the earth. 1 breath here. Let's bring in the left hand down and cross that right leg all the way over to the left. So that you feel a stretch on the right side of your torso here. Push out through that heel that's extended behind you. Now turn and look towards your right foot. So you're creating a C shape here. This will intensify the sensation of the extension on the right side. Back to center. Bring that right knee in towards your heart, round through your spine, bringing your eyebrow center towards the knee. And then release that knee. Sit back on your heels for a moment so that you can release the tension in the right wrist, particularly because you've been holding there. And also think about where you're feeling it now in your body. That was a deep twist. Because I work for many, many hours in front of the computer at my desk, I get really sore back from sitting down for long periods. So when I practice, I can really feel it loosening up and disentangling all the knots in my back. Coming back onto your hands now so that we can mirror the practice on the left side. Take a moment here and then extend that left leg long, tuck in the toes. Activate through that left leg. Hug. Watch that Himalayan lamp. Activate through that left leg. Hug in the navel. Your fingers are spread wide. Press into the finger pads and the knuckles, particularly of the left hand. And then inhale, right arm up to the sky. Open across the heart, starting with this gentler twist. And remember, you can chant Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Either silently in your head or out loud. Let's wrap this right hand to the lower back, all the way around the left hip. Lifting your gaze up towards the sky. Keep pushing out through that left leg. 3 breaths here. And then as you bring that right arm, cartwheel it so it's parallel to the earth. This left leg can lift. You can keep the left leg on the earth if it helps you to balance there. This is balancing tiger, Sardulasana, against that fierce energy of the tiger. So we're working with this grounding, abundant energy of Ganesha and bringing in some of the fearlessness. One breath here. Drop the right hand to the earth and we're going to cross that left leg all the way over to the right. So I'm by the wall, so I'm just going to move across so I have a bit more space. Let's C shape to look back towards that left foot. Active through the left leg, navel hugging in. Inhale back to center with your head. And then I'm going to shuffle across onto my mat. And then inhale, hugging that left knee, rounding through the spine. Bringing your eyebrow center towards the left knee. And then release the knee. Sit back. Rotate your wrist one way, then the other. I want to make sure that we give care to our joints in particular. When we strengthen them, but as we know, whenever we're using the different joints and muscles that we don't often use when we're using our body in a different way, we might feel an awakening there. That awakening can sometimes mean that we might feel a bit sore there. So we take good care. I would love to have salt baths for aches and pains and sores and tensions. Back into table. Tuck your toes. Inhale, lift into Parvatasana, mountain. Now let's take wide stance mountain. So feet as wide as your mat, hands as wide as your mat. Hug in your navel. Heels reaching towards the earth. So I don't know if you can tell that I'm as wide as my mat here with my arms. Let's take a lion's breath here. Inhale fully. Out through your mouth. Let's walk to the top of our mat. So take big walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold here. Uttanasana. Relax your shoulders. Now your feet, my feet are parallel here. I'd like to take them as wide as my mat. So I invite you to take them as wide as your mat. Let's take hold of opposite elbows. Hang heavy here. And let's sway our upper body from left to right, as if we're swaying a trunk, the elephant trunk. So allow your upper body to be heavy. Have a soft bend in your knees or a deep bend, whatever helps you feel balanced here. And then slow the sway down so you come to natural stillness here. Bend into your knees, deeply into your knees, so that your belly is either resting on your thighs or is just hanging out loose. So tailbone reaching back. Keep hold of your opposite elbows, sitting down here. Now this is beginning to feel, you're going to feel this through your thighs. When you're ready, maintain this low stance with your legs and bring your body halfway so that your elbows are framing your head. Feel strong here. So if I turn around and face you so that you can see how I look. So I've got my elbows framing my head. One more breath, engage your core. We're going to straighten up here. You need strength and power through your legs to come up. Keep hold of your elbows. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, center. Release your elbows, take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Now we did this when we were lower down in the ground. So this time, that time we probably would have put our dominant thumb on top. This time, let's put our less dominant thumb on top. It will feel odd, as if you're missing a digit. Draw your hands down towards the earth, shoulder blades coming together, heart opening, lift your gaze up towards the sky. Om Gam Ganapasaye Namaha. Invoking the protection and courage to overcome adversities, and yet keeping ourselves safe on that journey. As you exhale, bend into your knees. Bring your crown down towards the earth. Hands rise up behind you. Now your bending your knees can be soft or deep. Releasing your hands. Bring your hands down to the earth. So you'll probably be at the top of your mat here. And then shuffle your heels in closer together. Inhale to uncurl your spine, one vertebra at a time to rise up into Tadasana, standing mountain. Bring your hands into Prithvi Mudra, so thumb to your ring finger, gazing ahead on the horizon. Take a moment here to realign with your breath. Inhale, bend into your knees, reach up and over. Exhale, fold down towards the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Now let's step back long with the right foot. Bring the right knee to the earth. Take a moment here. Inhale, rise up. Prithvi Mudra, hands to the sky. Exhale, reach behind your back. Interlace your fingers, open your heart. Draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, begin to reach forward with your crown, hands reach back. Now here, you can stay halfway so that your left shoulder is coming towards your left thigh, or you can reach down towards the earth. One breath here. Release your hands. Bring your hands to the earth. Shuffle your left foot out so you come into dragon here. That the right knee can stay on or off the earth, yogi's choice here. Again, this fearless energy here. Your left toes turning out slightly so that your knee is in the same direction. It gives you more space in your hip. You can stay on your hands here in high flying dragon, or you can come down into low flying dragon, yogi's choice. Interlace your fingers if you come into low flying dragon. Take a moment here. And then rise onto your hands, shuffle that foot forward. Bring the right knee back to the earth if it was lifted. Untuck your toe. And then let's reach back with our tailbone to come into Ardha Hanumanasana. Half splits. Left toes pointing up. Back into Anjaneyasana, this low lunge. Tuck your toes, lift your right knee, step back with your left foot coming into plank, Phalakasana. Now, let's take your feet as wide as the mat and your hands as wide as the mat. You can bring your knees to the earth if you wish here. Engage your navel here. One breath here in this wide stance. Let's bring your knees together, tuck your toes, sit back in child's pose, eyebrows center resting on the earth, wide-legged balasana. Hands reaching forward. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift your gaze. Tuck your toes, rise into wide-legged Parvatasana, mountain. Now here, I'm going to invite you to reach underneath your body with your right hand towards your left leg. Now your hand can come anywhere on your left leg. Can be at the ankle. Gaze underneath your armpit. One breath here. Then release your hand. Take it wide on the mat. And let's bring the left hand underneath our body onto our right leg. Anywhere on the leg or on the ankle. Remember, the alternative here is to come down onto our knees so that we're doing this in table pose, in Padmanasana variation. Look under your right armpit. Release your ankle. Take a moment here. Let's walk to the top of our mat, coming into a forward fold here. Again, take your feet wide. Take hold of opposite elbows. Sway from left to right with your upper body. Now let's bend into our knees, tailbone reaching back, almost as if we're crouching here. Halfway, bring your elbows and arms to frame your head, tailbone reaching back, crown reaching forward. Okay, look, puppy. One breath here, engage here, feeling strong. Inhale, press through your feet into the earth and rise up into standing here. Hands, frame your hands on your elbows, framing your head. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center. Release your hands, interlace them behind your back. This time you can have your dominant thumb on top. Draw your hands down and away. Lift your gaze, open your heart, shoulder blades come together. Exhale to fold forward. Hands reaching up. Have a soft bend in your knees if you wish. Crown reaching down towards the earth. And now with care, we're going to release our hands down towards the earth. Heel toe our feet. Uncurl our spine to come up to standing to Tadasana. Thumb and ring finger in Prithvi Mudra. Take a moment here. Hands reach overhead. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Hands on shins or fingertips on the earth, yogi's choice. Exhale, fold. Step back long with your left leg now and bring the left knee to your mat. When you're ready, inhale, hands to sky. Prithvi Mudra. Reach behind you, interlace your hands. Let's do it the other way around so it feels odd. Draw your hands down towards the earth. Draw your shoulder blades together, open your heart, lift your gaze. As you exhale, we're going to reach forward with our crown. Now your right shoulder can come down towards your right thigh. And you can stay there. Or you can exhale past your right knee and crown reaching down towards the earth. So you're on the inside of that right knee. One breath here. And then with care, release your hands, bringing them to the earth. Shuffle that right foot out. Hands on the inside of that right foot. Dragon here. You have the option of lifting that left knee, your variation of high flying dragon. Or you can come to the earth with your forearms, interlace your fingers, low flying dragon. Toes and knees turning in the same direction. Feeling fearless here. So as we face challenges, we might feel destabilized. Everything feels insecure for us. We may be worried and anxious. So connecting with the earth element through Ganesha can help us feel grounded and secure. To know where our centering is. Coming up onto your hands again. Shuffle that right foot back. Come onto that left knee. And as you exhale, let's take that sit bones back towards the left heel. Roll onto the heel of your right foot, toes pointing up. Ardha Hanumanasana. Roll through your foot back into Chatakasana, low lunge. Placing your hands on the earth, lift that left foot, step back into plank. Now take wide plank, hands as wide as your mat, feet as wide as your mat. Remember, you can come onto your knees here. If you're coming onto your knees variation, you can still hug in your navel. Press through the earth so that you are really pushing the earth away from you here. Feeling connected through all four corners of your body here with the earth. One more breath. And then let's exhale. 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 I don't know why I said exhale. Exhale. Maybe I feel exiled sometimes. Exhale into Parvatasana, mountain pose. And we're going to do the thing again where we reach underneath our body with the opposite arm so that we can imagine that arm is Ganesha's trunk. So let's reach across our body with our left hand underneath towards the right leg. Look underneath the right armpit. Releasing that left hand, let's take the right hand underneath our body and gazing underneath the left armpit. Releasing your hand, and let's walk to the top of our mat. Forward fold here. Take a moment, uncurl your spine to rise up into Tadasana, standing mountain. Ring and thumb connected in Prithvi here. Reconnect with your breath. So here, to help us reconnect with our breath, in fact, I invite you to come and stand in the middle of your mat so you can see me. Taking your part of the Tadasana stand, so feeling secure through the feet. So often having your feet hip distance wide will be the most stabilizing for you. So imagine that you take a jump. Wherever you land on your feet is often where you naturally feel most stable. So your body adopts that position naturally. So you can see if I jump up, I will always land like this. So my body has now learned to stand with my feet at this distance. Everybody will be different here. Lift your toes, spread them out wide, and then place the little toe, then the fourth, third, second, and then big toe on the earth. Zip up through here. So draw the navel in, squeeze your mula bandh. So at the perineum, feel like you're squeezing everything in there. So here the mula bandh, here the uddiyana bandh, hugging it all in, connecting to our core. Gaze ahead on the horizon, drishti. Find your focal point, something that's not going to move. Now let's bring our hands into Ganesha Mudra. So left hand closest to the heart, elbows out. Gentle clasp of the fingers here. And Ganesh Pranayam. It may feel counterintuitive, but go with it. When we inhale, let's soften through the elbows and our hands. As we exhale, imagine that you're drawing your hands away, pulling out your elbows. Inhale to soften. Exhale to activate. Inhale to soften. Exhale to activate. Almost as if you have a chain and you're pulling the chain and releasing the chain so that the rings of the chain either extend or loosen. We'll chant our mantra here. We can do call and response. So I'll chant each section and then you can call and respond to me. Take a full breath in. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Together. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha. Together. Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha Sharanam Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Together. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And you're going to be feeling this now in your shoulders and your arms, because we've had our arms up here for a while. Release your fingers, open out your arms as wide as they can go, coming into Prithvi Mudra. Let's take our legs as wide as they can go, coming into Thalasana, star pose. Exhale over to the left. Inhale through center over to the right. 3 times, both directions. Flowing here with your breath. And then we'll be finishing over on the right side. Back to center. Bend into your knees. Toes turned out, knees turned out. Bring your hands into Ganesha here. You can have them a little bit lower or at the heart as you feel, because you might be feeling it here. One breath here. Sitting down low. Turn to the right. Twisting here. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Whoa, feeling it here. Straighten through your legs. Release your hands. Here, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy to the middle. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Oh. I like to do a little wave here. I just like to imagine that my arms are an elephant trunk. And then jiggle, jiggle your belly. So jiggle the abundance. Some of us have more abundance. Some of us may have not enough abundance. Whatever we've got, let's shake it, shake it, shake it. Don't be ashamed. It's your body. Love its generosity or its lack of generosity, whatever it is, whatever body size you are, whatever body shape you are, this is your body. Let's love it. Take your knees wide, bend into your elbows, coming down into Yogi squat, Malasana. If you want to come directly to the earth, you can come directly to the earth, wherever you are. And here, let's bring your hands to the earth. We're going to finish with our lion's breath here before we come down to the earth directly. Take a full breath in. Poke your tongue out, open your eyes wide. Twice more. One final time. Fearsome. Come into your power fist. And then let's come down to the earth. Take a moment here. Give yourself some love. So often when we go through challenge or adversity and we come to the new phase, the new dawn, the new beginning, we may be tired. We may be wearied, exhausted. And knowing that that's where we are, what is it that we need that will help to enrich our abundance and courage or resilience or strength? What or whom do we need for our protection? What will help us to navigate troubled waters so that we come out to the other side of the storm, to the new dawn, the new beginning, the new day? It's like the terrors of the night. 3 a.m. in the morning when it's darkest, we can feel alone, afraid. And yet just a few hours later, the dawn. The song, bird song, can give us hope, release, relief. As you exhale, let's come down to the earth. Bring your feet in towards you. Place your hands on the earth either side of your body. Hug in your navel towards the earth. So engage your mulaband. So squeeze your pelvic area. Draw the navel in, Uddiyana Bandh. Tuck your chin, Jalandhar Bandh. So bridge pose here, Bandhasan, we have what we call the great locks, Mahabandha. All three locks that contain and seal energy, they direct and release energy. So we, like if you think of a canal and the locks on a canal and the way that canal water moves from one bit and then you close the lock and the water rises or the water falls. That's what these three locks in our body do. They guide energy flow, just like the locks in the canal guide the flow of water. Inhale, tilt your pelvic bowl and peel your hips and pelvis off the earth, tucking your chin towards your throat. Your elbows can stay on your upper arms, can stay on the earth, and you can scaffold here with your arms. Or you can interlace your hands underneath your body and tuck in your shoulders. Feeling strong here. Imagine that you are squeezing a block through in the middle of your thighs or between your knees. One more breath here. Release your hands if they're interlaced in Yoga Mudra. And then begin to peel your spine back onto the earth. So we're reversing the motion. Moment here. Perhaps you sway your knees from left to right. Gently. And then let's hug in the right knee. Wrap your fingers around your right shin. This left leg can stay with the knee bent and the foot flat on the earth, or you can extend your left leg long. My feet are cold, so the dog there is warming my feet. Hugging it in. Let's reach up through the toes. Flex the foot. Rotate the feet one way, right foot one way, then the other way. And let's cross this right leg. So extend your left leg long now. I'm going to cross this right leg over onto the earth. So keep this leg extended. The left hand can be reaching anywhere on this right leg. Right arm away from your body. Perhaps you gaze up at the ceiling or towards the right. If you wish, you can take hold of your right toe with your left fingers, your peace fingers here. I don't know if you can see me. Sorry, Poppy. Or have your hand resting on your leg. Or perhaps your leg is quite some way away from your hand, and that's fine. Wherever you're at. One more breath here. And then let's release that right knee back towards center. Hug it in. And then bring that right foot to the earth. Hug in the left knee. So now we're going to extend this left leg long. Again, your right foot can stay on the earth, but you can extend that right leg long. Point through your toes, so guide the energy through the toe, big toe, then through the heel. And then let's rotate the ankle one way and the other. And then let's cross this left leg over our body. So extend your right leg long and roll onto your left hip. Now, this right leg, as you can see, I've got a bit less room on this side. So I'll shuffle over. So this right leg could just be a little bit away of the left. I really haven't got any space here, or it could be a little bit higher. Again, you can take hold of the right toe or anywhere on your right leg, making do with the space I have here. Gazing up towards the sky or over towards the left with your head. When you're ready, hugging in that left knee and rolling onto your back. Let's hug in both knees now. Little roll from side to side, now lower back. Take hold of your big toes or the backs of your thighs, coming into a happy baby, Nandasana. Perhaps you roll gently on your lower back here. So there's lots of different variations for happy baby. You can have your arms going through the middle and taking hold of your feet or the outside of your feet, or you can wrap them round the lower leg so that you come into a double bind here for happy baby. Yogi's choice. And again, what you'll notice here is you have lots of space for the abundance of Ganesha's belly, releasing your happy baby, your Anandalasana. Extend your legs long, arms away from your body, coming into Shavasana here. So we have a little time here in Shavasana. Soften through the whole of your body. Your toes, feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, hips, pelvis, abdomen, rib cage, chest, collarbone, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers, the whole of your legs, the whole of your abdomen and chest, the whole of your arms, the whole of your back, your neck, jaw, cheeks, ear, brow, crown, the whole of your head, the whole of your head, the whole of your body, the whole of you. Inhaling, spread out through your arms and legs, taking a stretch, waking up to a new day, a new dawn, a new beginning, yawning, stretching, as if you are waking up in the morning. And then let's roll over onto the side, come up to your seat, Sukhasana. Let's bring hands in Ganesh here, either at the heart or in your lap, Ganesh Mudra, sorry. Closing your eyes. And just before we close the class, I'm going to read to you the last verse of Amanda Gorman's poem. her inauguration poem. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it. Hands to your heart. Closing with Om Shanti 3 times. Inhaling. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Welcome to your new day. Dhanyavad. Thank you very much, yogis. Thank you for joining me. And if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. This is our Radical Yogi book for this week, next weekend, next Sunday at 4 p.m. GMT, Restorative Yoga for Ethnic and Race-Based Stress and Trauma by Dr. Gail Parker. It's an amazing book. If you haven't read the book, come and learn about the work that she does and some of the restorative practices that she recommends. So you can join the book club for this book, whether you've read it or not. I highly, highly recommend you do if you have time. Thank you, my lovely yogis. Have a wonderful day.